G'day everybody. Hope you've had a really good week. It's Friday here, and look, I wanted to go through really just do a bit more in-depth look today for everybody on Bitcoin. I know there's a lot of conversation out there, a lot of chatter. There's a lot of news feeds that are spouting off about all sorts of different things, and crypto Twitter is pretty wild as well. Now, a couple of things that I want to note. All right, the first thing is that we've had 1 day of pullback. That's all it is. Okay? So, can we go further? Yeah. And I want that. I'd love to see it pull back a bit further. All right? And let me show you why. If I just zoom out a little bit here, you'll see that, that we've got some resistance coming up. I mean, that there is just a level for a short that I took last year, and that there was a stop. I see that the old lows may become somewhat resistance. Then we've got 6,000, then we've got 6,100, then we've got 6,800. So there's plenty of resistance coming up. Now, for Bitcoin to have the best chance of actually getting through that resistance and going where we want it to, obviously, if you're in crypto, if you're watching this, you're wanting to see this market progress on to new highs. Before it can do that, it needs to get through that resistance. Before it can do that, it needs to get a bit of a run up. Do you know what I mean? Like the further, and this is why I talk about the cradle zone. I talk when I teach my courses about overextension from moving averages and the snapback effect that it has. Effectively, the further away you get from the moving averages, the less momentum or the less space you have for upside, as it's like gravity. It's sort of pulling you back down because markets don't go up forever. Same with down. They just don't go up forever, right? So now that we're back into the cradle zone somewhat, am I happy if I got a small bullish candle here? No. Nope. I want it to pull back further. Now that might seem counterintuitive to the, to the what I was saying about I want to see it really push on to new highs. Well, why would I not want to see it go high? Why would I want to see it pull back if I want to see it go to new highs? Because I want it to get some momentum. We've seen, okay, from the last high or low here to the most recent high, a 39% gain over the space of, call it, 3 weeks. All right? Now, I want to see a pullback that fits somewhat of a pullback. We're not even at the 38.2 yet. You know what I mean? Like it's not even hit the most insignificant of all of the Fibonacci pullback zones. I want to see it, and I only like if I'm trading a Fibonacci booster, another strategy there. That one of the rules you have to either have the 50 or the 61.8. If you don't have either one of those, you can't trade it. It doesn't exist. The strategy doesn't live without those. So that's why I'm saying I'd like to see it into this, 4,800, something in here. That's where I want it to be. It's a healthy pullback. Now, if I take you to the 2-day now, excuse me, you'll note the 2-day is still a bit extended from the moving averages too. The 1 day is just tapping on the top. That means I go to the second time frame, and it's still got further room to pull back as well. It's had a very strong run, and look, it could. Like I said at the start of the week or end of last week, I can't remember when I said it was. I think it was the start of this week. Measuring this fall to this rise could get to 6,400. Yep. But even over here, we had some up candles before we got to the bottom of that move. And look at it on the daily. We had this. It went hit here and then went thump. Now that is talk, Craig. That could be what this will be. We might have just a tiny pullback and then whooshka onto the new level. But I'm not rushing around like a madman trying to find a trade here. Let's move down the time frames as I always like to do. Yeah, I got a little bullish candle in there in the 16 hour. I don't love it. I don't love it. It's too rounded. I like clean pullbacks. Therefore, the 12 is going to be average too. Therefore, the 8, and there's no point going any lower. There's nothing there that's going to interest me. So, as you go into your weekend, if you read what's going on in the news around Bitcoin and crypto Twitter and whatnot, there's going to be a hell of a lot of noise. Just know that this market, I'm waiting anyway for it to pull back a bit further. I'm talking about trades here now. Don't forget, if this puppy does go straight through. If this is the only pullback we get, don't forget there's more opportunities to trade than just the daily. If it does smash through to a new high, and that's the depth of the pullback that we get, sure, it's okay that I didn't get a trade there. I'll look for another opportunity. But right now, I don't see Bitcoin as a market for which I wish to trade right now. Now, sitting on your hands is a huge part of what I teach, and it's a huge part of what you need to know as a trader. Knowing when not to trade is arguably more important than knowing when to trade. And it's the patient that prevail. So spend some time this weekend learning about trading. You can do it for free. You can go onto the resources page, which is tradercobb.com/free tools, and start to get your head around what markets do. And then go and do a proper course if you feel like it's something that you'd like to invest some time and money into, mate. So get stuck in, have a good weekend, and let's see what happens.